So last month, WCW brought in Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman. Tonight, they bring in Jay Leno. Which is good of them. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, another episode of 1998. Was it great? Tonight, as you can tell by the title down below, we're going to be looking at WCW Road Wild 1998. So as I said at the start, last month, Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman helped WCW achieve one of their biggest ever buy rates. And how do they follow it up? Well, they follow it up by bringing in yet another celebrity. Talk show host Jay Leno, a man with absolutely no athletic history whatsoever, as far as I know. I've never seen The Tonight Show. I know of Jay Leno, honestly I do. I know of him because he collects cars. And I've seen him on things like Top Gear. So, you know, that's where I've seen Jay Leno, and of course I've always heard about him appearing on this pay-per-view, because of course I've never seen this pay-per-view. It's Saturday, August the 8th. I always forget that Road Wild happened every year. It happened on a Saturday. Always seem to forget them. Saturday, August the 8th, 1998, and we're live at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally in Sturgis, Podmore, in South Dakota, with its absolutely infamous $0 gate. 8,500 bikers are on hand to watch something they have absolutely no interest in whatsoever. For the first time we're doing this series, I watched the pre-show build-up package to this one, 30 minutes of you will buy the the hard sell, the last chance, you make me buy this pay-per-view. Three things they talk about, yeah? NWO's takeover of the Tonight Show, which is actually quite useful because we don't get any sort of build-up package on the actual pay-per-view, so this is actually quite good to be able to go back and watch this. The NWO Battle Royal that's happening tonight, and also, of course, Travis Tritt, who will be performing a concert for us after the pay-per-view. Now, his promo is, I'll be performing at Road Wild. It's going to be Road Hard, Road Fast, and definitely Road Wild. Road Wild makes sense, yeah, because it's the name of the pay-per-view. I don't know what Road Fast means. I've not a clue. Anyway, we start off with Gene Mean. He's on top of the ramp. He's dressed as a biker. He says that there's 200,000 people at the festival, which of course sounds impressive, but only 8,000 of them could be asked to come watch this free wrestling show. You know, probably not the best of things to say. Anyway, opening contest is Meng defeating the Barbarian in a poor opener. This is the Faces of Fear. The Faces of Fear explode! Big this up, no. Jimmy Hart has elbow pads, you know, for some reason. I don't know, Meng, so that's not. I'm sure he won't get involved or anything. Crowd are shit hot, believe it or not. Barbarian, who with an overhead belly suplex, puts Meng on top of his head. Meng no-sells the shit out of it and hits a power driver. Barbarian with a super belly-to-belly for two. Power slam by Meng, who is distracted by Hart. Headbutts by both men because they are well hard, and then a Tongan death grip of all fucking moves gets the win at 4 minutes and 47 seconds, right? So, yeah, you think to yourself, there's some good spots in there, power driver and a belly-to-belly off the top and all that. There's just one problem, you can probably imagine what it is, and that is that there is absolutely nothing stringing this shit together at all. Absolutely nothing. After the bell, Jimmy Hart, because he's got his elbow pads on, attacks Meng. Then Hugh Morris comes out and they triple team Meng, including Hart diving off the top rope, which I suppose you could give some points to if you were in a good mood. Morris moonsaults Meng, and then Jim fucking Duggan, of all people, makes the save. Yay. The beatdown lasted almost as long, if not longer, than the actual match. Oh yes. Can you believe that shit? Next, oh my gentle Jesus, the Public Enemy defeating Dancing Fools, which is Alex Wright and Disco Inferno, okay, in a woefully bad match. Some guy called Tokyo Magnum is with the Dancing Fools. That's nice. The bikers don't know what to make of the Fools. They just don't know. So they cheer for Public Enemy. Do you know anyone else think that Tokyo Magnum's a really good name? Just thought I'd throw that one out. I've got it written in capitals to make sure I say that. Crowd pop when grunge clubbers Inferno. A trash can is brought in and used, which is surely a disqualification, no? No, not here, not now. It's WCW, so why not? Rocco Rock goes to the back and brings a ladder out. the crowd pop. It gets used, the crowd pop, no disqualification. The commentators say that it's now a street fight. And you're going, okay, when did that happen? How they don't know. How they know, I don't know, sorry. The Dancing Fools bail. Oh, it's only to get a table. To add to the one that Public Enemy brought with them to the ring, as was their stick. Disco gets to the mic and... logic here just goes out the window. Disco asks, shall we make it a street fight? And you're just going... After weapons have been used, and after the commentators have said that I think it's a street fight now. You can't help thinking that the commentators have got their script and have read too far. They've gone too far forward. So they've fucked up good and proper. The match descends into a mess. There's cookie sheet shots and trash can shots and chair shots. Hell, there's even a kitchen sink, which may get a pop if you've never seen a kitchen sink used in a wrestling match before. Oh dear. The crowd, to be fair, want tables, so that's something. They want to see a table spot. Magnum accidentally hits right after doing nothing in a fucking no disqualification match. It's a no disqualification street fight. Get in the ring, Tokyo, batter people, make it a 3-on-2. He doesn't do anything, and he looks so fucking awkward. He gets in the ring, he goes, oh, actually, best not, but, he gets that, sort of like your deer in the headlights when he's in the ring. It's like, but you're a wrestler! Do something! Fuck's sake. They do a ladder slingshot spot that misses Disco Inferno by a good 3 feet. Then, both Magnum and Wright leave the match. The heels abandon their partner. The crowd want tables, so we'll give them tables. And they spend a good few minutes setting up 3 tables in a tower on the outside, right? They then put a ladder next to the tables. They then force... a barely conscious, after the ladder shot that went nowhere near his face, Disco Inferno to climb the ladder. I mean, they don't put him on the shoulders and force him up. They make him climb the ladder. They put him on top of the table tower, and then, which one is it? So I get it right. Rocco Rock climbs the lighting rig that just happens to be nearby and does a piss-poor looking elbow drop, and the two of them go through 2 tables, pulls him into the ring. Oh no, that's not going to get the win, as Tokyo Magnum actually does something and tries to do a splash off the top. Rock moves out of the way, the splash lands on Disco Inferno, and that's enough to get the win. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't say this very much because, I try not to criticise wrestling. I'm a very critical guy, as you all know. I try my hardest not to criticise it too much, which is why I've toned down on doing this recently. But for the first time in a while, and I think it's the first time in this series, if I'm wrong, let me know down below, I know you will. But minus stars. This one is into negative territory. I use negative stars. I use minus stars, yeah, when something actually is offensive. And this is a shambolic wrestling match. If you can even call it a wrestling match, it's a wrestling match. It's absolutely fucking awful. It's up there with the worst matches I've ever seen. I mean, we're not talking Patterson-Briscoe, evening gown match bad, but this is poor. And you know what's even worse, yeah? Do you know how long this one goes, yeah? Believe it or not, and I promise I'm not making this up. No. This one goes 15 minutes and 27 seconds, which is easily 10 minutes too long. It might even be, 15 minutes too long, to be fucking honest. Shocking. In the back, Dean Malenko says that he will be a fair referee tonight in the match between Jericho and Juvetud Guerrero. Of course you will, Dean. Next, check this out, yeah? Satin defeating Raven and Kanyon in a rubbish Ravens rules match, right? I have no idea why these 3 are fighting, alright? Heenan, to his credit, tries to explain why they're fighting, and after it... Oh, lawnmower, shut up. After it, I'm even more confused than I was going into the match. Also, who's fucking booking this show? Can someone put in the comments down below who actually is booking this? Who's doing the format of this? Because that clever idiot decided they would put a street fight on and follow it up with a Ravens rules match. I don't know why that is. Oh my fucking Christ. Oh man, pinfalls count anywhere in Sturgis city limits, so don't go anywhere near the ring, boys, don't worry about that. Raven tells Kanyon to get Satin, so he does, and the two of them double team. Until they notice that Raven goes and takes a breather in the corner, and the look that Kanyon and Satin give each other is really, really nice. I like that. So they team up to take out Raven. They hear a total elimination, and the crowd don't pop in the slightest. The commentator, sorry, it's way too warm to have. You just have to put up with the lawnmower noise. I'm sorry. Oh, there's a boat going past on the canal. That's nice. Yeah. The commentators don't say anything at all. It's just an ECW move. Satin gets two off a huge leg drop off the top. The cover is broken by Kanyon, of course. Cross-bodied to the outside by Kanyon. Then they brawl up the entranceway where Raven gets a suplex. Now then, I have to point out that the entrance ramp has been painted to make it look like it's a road. That makes sense. We're at a biker rally. You know, it's all good. Tony, who's a fucking idiot at the best of times, says that the ramp is covered in asphalt. What a moron. Kanyon pile drives Satin on the stage. Just silence. Satin with a double clothesline off the stage doesn't look good, and again it's greased by silence. And then, right, so you've got a pile driver on the stage, you've got an aerial move off the stage, yeah? All three men stagger back to the ring, yeah? Bikers rev their engines. Yeah, walk in! Love it! You know, sort of thing. Weird, 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 weird. In the ring, Satin gets an exploder suplex for two. Triple sleeper, that classic ECW one, is broken with a double jawbreaker. A stack plex. Kanyon gets a suplex on the outside, then climbs the lighting rig. You know, like they did in the last match. Fucking stupid. The splash misses as Lodi pulls Raven out of the way. Death Valley Driver gets two for Satin as Lodi again makes the save, then eats a suplex for his troubles. And oh goody, here's our friend, your friend, my favourite wrestler. Here's Horace Hogan. Yay, love me some Horace. Horace with a stop sign. He manages to mistime both of his shots. He's got one job in this match here. Hit Lodi and then hit Raven with the sign. Dude, you have one job. Fucks up the timing on them both. Eats a German suplex from Satin, and then Satin finishes Raven off with another Death Valley Driver. Way too long, 12 minutes and 26 seconds. Don't get me wrong on this one, folks. Don't get me wrong. There is some good stuff in there. There really is. But the lack of any sort of noise from the crowd, and more importantly, once again, there is nothing tying these moves together whatsoever. This, friends, is shit. Oh. Also, what I didn't say when I was talking about that, what I didn't say is that this match was sloppy as fuck from all of them. Kanyon's timing especially. Whenever Kanyon needed to break up a pin, for example, he just didn't look like he was with it in the slightest. Really didn't. Rey Mysterio Jr. defeating Psychosis in a piss poor match. Right, let me tell you about this one. Winner is #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. This one, right, is 4 minutes of action, alright, stretched to a 13-minute long match. So lots and lots and lots of story, and the pace is painfully slow, which of course you don't want to see because it's a fucking cruiserweight match. Case in point, nerve hold in the middle of the ring by Psychosis. Not what I want to see in the slightest. And of course, as it's wrestling, these bikers are so uninterested, it's not even funny. Let's skip to the finish as Rey gets a Rana for the win at a way too long 13 minutes, yeah, seriously, and 38 seconds. I mean, if you like long matches, excuse me, you can't complain about this show so far. Bloody hell. Tony, for reasons that I cannot fathom, tells us that in Sturgis, you can buy any leather good you like. I don't know why. He turns to Heenan and says, I don't know what you would get. It's like they're implying something, and it's like, but come on. No, not interested. This one's for you, Craig. Bought it specially. I've got Red Thunder in the fucking fridge. I bought this specially for you, Craig. Everyone else going, who the fuck's Craig? Stevie Ray defeating Chavo Guerrero in a crap match to retain the TV championship. Now I know what you're thinking. Wasn't Booker T the TV champion? Well, he is, and he's injured. So Stevie Ray is defending the belt for him, but he hasn't got Booker T's permission to do so because WCW. It's a weird thing to do. Chavo is nuts, as we all know from the last couple of months. He now has a wooden hobby horse with him called Pepe. Do you know, when I was writing my notes, I couldn't for the life of me remember what a hobby horse was called. I've got written here, a wooden stick horse, but it's a hobby horse, isn't that what it's called? Chavo claims that he is the TV champion because he has a contract that he wrote. That makes me smile. There's a sign in the crowd. These bikers, why would they... You know what I always try and think about the signs? Yeah, this I love my goose sign in the crowd. Really cracks me up. Chavo demands the title belt. Pepe tells Chavo that he's champion. Yeah, he's the champion. Not just going... No, he hasn't got a mouth. Chavo does the voice, don't get me wrong. Chavo wants to shake hands. Stevie remembers what happened when he shake hands with Chavo last month. And doesn't. Good stuff. Although, when you actually know, I've got that written down, but in one of those, I've just thought this. I'm going to say, Chavo tapped out last time they shook hands. So why not shake hands? I actually thought WCW would be really clever there. And like, yeah, they've got a nice little bit of continuity. No, it's just fucking daft. Good. Yeah. It goes like this match. Chavo runs, Stevie chases. Chavo runs, Stevie chases. Chavo gets one move in and then runs. And Tony, in probably the first correct thing he said all night, says, why don't you just let him run? He'll tire himself out. And he does. The thing is, because Stevie Ray's running after him, he'll just blown up after a couple of minutes. And it's alright because the match only goes 2:38 as Stevie no-sells every shot that he does and then hits a slapjack, which is like a more elevated pedigree. It looks nice, actually, to be fair. On the night where everything is long, this one is short, right? But this one somehow manages to feel like it's a really long match, and that's just plain strange. Yeah. Stevie says that after he gets on the mic and says to any of you suckers who doubt Stevie Ray, this is my championship. I'm going to do what I want, and to prove it, I'm going to batter Chavo. So he does. And then Eddie Guerrero, of all people, makes the save, which is nice. Rick Steiner versus Scott Steiner. So you may remember that Scott turned heel back on Rick back in February, and they've been avoiding it, and then has somehow, been avoiding Rick since then in one of those, I don't understand. I just don't get it. So 6 months later, we'll finally have the match. One problem, they don't have a fucking match. JJ fucking Dillon comes out to say the match is cancelled, and then Buff Bagwell rolls Scott out on a hospital bed. He's got a plaster on his arm, he's got a plaster on his leg, he's got an oxygen mask. The fans who have been weird all night, they know the score, alright? They know exactly what to say here, because they say what you or I would say, and that is of course they chant loudly, venomously, with great glee. They chant bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Great. Dillon says the match will happen at Fall Brawl, and if it doesn't, Scott will be banned from wrestling for life. This makes Scott freak the fuck out and sit bolt upright in bed. So there we go. This is what I'll say here. We've waited 6 months for this brother versus brother match, yeah? If the match isn't a 5-star classic at Fall Brawl, then, yeah, I'm going to be disappointed. Mongo! Steve McMichael defeating Brian Adams in a rubbish match. Match is happening because WCW, damn it. We don't get no build-up packages here. Mongo, they start the match. They go into the corner. Mongo breaks clean, turns to the crowd and goes, see? That's how a good guy does it. You're like, really? I mean, there's not fucking pantomime. You sound like a patronising idiot. Jesus wept, this match is shit. And they managed to botch, right? It got a little sequence, right? Punch to the stomach, and then a shoulder tackle and a DDT. Nice little sequence. They managed to botch all 3 parts of it. So they botched the punch to the stomach. How that's possible, I don't know. Mongo then bounces off the ropes to do the shoulder tackle and misses. And it's not a, oh, I'm going to move out of the way, you go straight past me. No, he just misses. He's in the wrong, he bounces off the ropes and goes in the wrong direction. And then I don't know how you can fuck up a DDT like this, but they fuck it up. Adams counts the big boot into a powerbomb. That was okay. He follows up with a fucking nerve hold, though. Don't want to see nerve holds, ever. Crap looking backbreaker gets 2 for Adams, who then misses a knee drop. Decent back suplex by Mongo. It looks like Adams is going for the claw. Mongo sells the claw like he's been clotheslined. Oh, shit. Terrible. Dear me. Ref is bumped to make this match just a little bit better. Vincent accidentally hits Adams with one of the most pathetic chair shots I have ever seen. Ever. here's my, no, I can't use that. Here's a DVD. It's Adam Hill's. And he just goes, meh. And it's just like, oh, come on, you're a fucking wrestler. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not, no. Stay open, please. Don't get me wrong, it's not, I was going to say it's not Lance Storm bad, but it probably is, to be fair. It probably is. Yeah, and then the chair is punched into his face by Mongo, and then Adams just sort of gets up and just sort of staggers there, waiting for Mongo to hit his tombstone pile driver for the finish. God damn, this was so shit. A few okay moves saved this one from the negative rating, because this one, I'm sat there writing this going, this is heading towards negative stars, because this, once again, is rubbish. It's awful. After the bell, this one is brilliant. After the bell, Tony Schiavone, who's amazing, isn't he? He's a great commentator. He calls this an upset. And you just go, Mongo is a former United States champion. How is this an upset? I just don't know. Gene Mean is with some birds, which is nice. Sorry, I said that wrong, didn't I? Gene Mean is with some birds on his bike. He's got this custom-built bike, and they're going to give it away on Nitro or some shit. And there's 4 birds with him. And you know, he says to them, are you having a good time? They go, woo! And so, yes, Gene, I am. Odd. Anyway. Juvetud Guerrero defeating Chris Jericho in a good and the best match of the night by a fucking country mile to win the Cruiserweight Championship. Jericho has made everyone hate him, including the referees. So we have a special guest referee, and there was a great little segment, I think it was on Thunder, might have been on Nitro, don't care, where we've got JJ fucking Dillon telling Jericho, you know, none of these referees will ref your match. So yeah, I've done the right thing, I've brought in a special guest referee. Jericho all running his mouth, you know, yada yada yada. And then, you know, JJ fucking Dillon says, look, the guest referee, this guy, and it's Dean Malenko. Happy days. There's probably more to it than that, but that's all you really need to know. Jericho thinks it's a conspiracy, and he thinks that Malenko is on it because he can't face him. So yeah, Dean got one more shot at Jericho, and then I think after he lost the match, I think it was like, you got to make me the guest referee, something like that. Anyway, in one of those things that I like about commentators, Bobby the Brain Heenan questions Dean Malenko. Questions when he last refereed a match, if he's ever refereed a match, yeah. And Mike Tenay, quick as a flash, puts him down, right down, says, last week on Thunder, you fucking idiot. He didn't say fucking idiot. You know, you wrestled a match last week. This is the thing, if you don't watch your own product, then why should you, yeah, you can say things like that. Jericho gets on the mic, gets some cheap heat by saying he rides a Honda, and then dissing the bikers, calling them weekend warriors. They respond by doing the one thing that I really buzz off about this crowd, other than the bullshit and the I love my goose sign. I love my goose. I'm going to tell the world. But yeah, they respond by revving their engines so hard that as Jericho continues the promo, you actually can't hear him. That's fantastic. They battle into this match is good, I promise you. They battle into the corner. Dean gives Jericho till 5, and then when he won't break, he sort of pushes Hoovy out of the way, yeah, and stands nose to nose with him. That Iceman look on his face, fucking great. Hoovy gets a nice drop kick. Jericho with a back kick, so Hoovy bails. Something happens in the ring with Dean and Jericho. We don't see it because we're too busy focusing on Hoovy on the outside. Back and forth until Hoovy gets a nice missile dropkick, then chops Jericho off the apron into the barrier. Then hits a nice plancher, hurting his knee as he lands. And you're going, right, we might have a story here, because Jericho could work the... No, he doesn't bother. Just doesn't bother at all. Fuck it. Oh my god, right? Back inside, springboard leg drop gets 2, right? And then splash gets 2. And then, I promise you, this is one of the best things I've ever seen in wrestling. Hoovy comes off the top, Jericho catches him, right? And trust me on this one, I want you to go and watch this match because I want you to see this spot. Picks him up in what looks like he's going to do a gorilla press, yeah? And then, as he turns to drop him down, as he drops, Jericho catches... Wait. Come on, boss man. Hey, yeah. Bulldog will do great. Let me just snap his arms back. Look at my old figures, right? Imagine, he's got him up like this, right? Right? He drops him forward, and then as he's dropping forward, catches him, turns that into a tombstone pile driver. It made me jump out of my seat. It was one of those, why is no one else using... You go over there, guys. I got asked a question recently, who I've got over here. You saw those two. You can see Hulk Hogan hanging on. I've got an old Sarge. I don't know why I've got Sarge. And then I've got, for some reason, I've got a WCW Scott Steiner. I've got my ring, it's so destroyed, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. I got asked that on Q&A once, completely forgot to answer it. Anyway, right, it looks amazing. I watched it back 3 times to go, Jesus Christ, that was great, yeah? Guess what the crowd did, yeah? Fuck all. Commentator went, what a manoeuvre. Jericho with a vertical suplex and 2 off a cocky cover. Tony tries to add some drama by saying that Dean is counting slower for Jericho, even though he really isn't. Jericho tells the people to stop making noise with the predictable results, while he then tries to tell us that there's 30,000 people here. Nice try, Brain, well done. Senton gets 2 for Jericho, he's now firmly in control with the chin lock and knees to the midsection. Hoovy rolls out the way of a lion salt and gets a head scissors by flying leg off the top for 2. Jericho with a pair of powerbombs. They go outside so Jericho can taunt the crowd some more. Inside, Jericho gets 2 of a clothesline and isn't impressed with Dean. Really nice DDT gets 2 for Hoovy. He follows up with a Hoovy driver, which also gets 2. Oh, excuse me. He climbs, but Jericho crotches him. Superplex, but oddly, Hoovy is up first for the 2 count. In a nice sequence, Jericho... Yeah, this one is nice, actually. Jericho wants a butterfly suplex. He gets him up, who manages to escape, gets the legs in place for a Rana, and then as he comes down, Jericho turns that into a fucking lion tamer, sorry. And that looked really nice. Hoovy gets the ropes. Jericho thought he gave up and gets in Dean's face. Dean isn't called the Iceman for nothing and has a blank, stoic expression on his face. It's great. Hoovy accidentally nails Dean in the face, allowing Jericho to get the cruiserweight belt and use it, but it only gets 2 in the resulting cover. Jericho goes up top. They slug it out. Dean punches Hoovy off because he wants to get to Jericho. Jericho kicks Dean, and this is brilliant, right? You've got to imagine Dean's on the... There he goes to Jericho. Gets kicked round, staggers round. Hoovy charges at him, and Dean, without missing a fucking beat, launches Hoovy up onto fucking Jericho's shoulders where he hits a super Frankensteiner, which gets the win and the belt. This is a 3-star match. It went 16 minutes and 24 seconds. I fucking love that finish. I honestly marked out for that finish. I thought it was fucking brilliant. The Gorilla Press tombstone thing is one of those reasons why I love the OSW guys, because I wish I could, when I was telling you about that then, it would be on the screen for me. I promise you would. If I can find a link to it, I'll put it down below. To this match, I'll put it down below. I need more people to see that spot. I want comments. When I come online tomorrow and I check my comments, I want at least one person in the comments to say that Gorilla Tombstone Press was fucking incredible, alright? Yeah. The match is a lot slower than I was hoping for. It's not bad. It's head and shoulders above anything else on this card. The problem is with it is it's not particularly memorable other than that one spot. There are way better cruiserweight matches on that. And I reckon if someone like my friend Dan Agar was reviewing this, he'd probably give it 2 stars. I think I'm being overly generous because I fear even that I'm being overly generous just because this show has been shite so far and I need something to pep me up. Anyway, next, there's a 9-man battle royale. Okay, so we have NWO Hollywood, represented by the Giant, Scott Hall, Scott Norton, and Kurt Hennig. You have the NWO Wolfpack, who is represented by Sting, Conan, Luger, and Nash. And then you have NWO Goldberg, who are represented by Goldberg. I guess Goldberg is the WCW champion here. You'd think he'd be in the main events, wouldn't you? But no, don't be silly. Logic, and we don't say this one often anymore, but Wrestling 101 surely will dictate that someone will eliminate Goldberg here. That person then becomes the contender. There's your next feud. Basically, Goldberg versus whoever eliminates Goldberg. At Full Brawl, there's your match. Also, though, there's another twist to this one, and the Goldberg's only in this match because he wants to get to Giant. And you just think to yourself, right, why doesn't Goldberg just challenge Giant to a match? Giant says, yeah, I'll face you, but you're putting your belt on the line. Goldberg's fighting champion. Yeah, of course I will. There's your match. Nope, world champion for the 2nd month in a row is in something like this. Right, okay. Last month it was Kurt Hennig in a meaningless match. Here it's this. You're just going, wow, Goldberg's title reign was amazing, wasn't it? Apps and entrances take forever. Hall has to do the survey. Nash wants to say that Wolfpack are in the whatever that means. Goldberg at this point is 129 and Place goes crazy when Goldberg and Giant hook up. Absolutely nuts. So there's your match. Just do that. No. Goldberg counters the outside edge to eliminate Hall, and then Nash proves he's the cleverest man in wrestling by eliminating himself. He took precisely no bumps in this match whatsoever, and then, I mean, yeah, he eliminated himself for a reason. Don't worry, I'm not just dissing him for the sake of it. He wants to get to Hall. That's all good, but at the same time, it's one of those, what, no one's allowed to eliminate you, then you brawl on the outside, or you get pulled out by Hall or something like that. No, I'm just going to eliminate myself. Fuck him. Tony calls the spear the Goldberg spike. Tony, don't ever do that again, please. Giant Russian leg sweeps Goldberg. Tony says Goldberg is in this match to get to the Giant, which I know I've just said that. Fans like Goldberg couldn't give a shit about anyone else. Honestly, whenever anything else is happening, no one cares. It's silence. Hennig eliminates Conan and Norton to silence. Goldberg then eliminates Hennig, Norton and Sting. Spears Luger. Giant throws Luger out. Chokes on for Goldberg, but Goldberg does the fucking Undertaker-style zombie sit-up and hits the jackhammer, which does look impressive, on Giant, and that gets the win because, of course, it's not just any old battle royal. You can win by pinfall as well. You can't win by submission, which is weird because in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the match, sorry, Sting puts the Scorpion Deathlock on Conan. You're going, oh? Just book Giant versus Goldberg. Just do that. The fans, anytime those two interacted, the fans were really up for it, and they knew because they were following the story what was going on here. So surely at Fall Brawl, surely at Fall Brawl it's Giant versus Goldberg. Surely. Anyway, what's that? Goldberg's not on the next pay-per-view. Don't be stupid. Because WCW. It was great. Oh, and Tony, who is my hero, as you know, I patterned all my commentary stylings after Tony, says that Goldberg is now 135-0. Idiot. Main event, DDP and Jay Leno defeating Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan in a surprisingly alright match. And what I'll say is that you go into this one, we'll talk about that in a second, but you go into this one expecting it to be absolutely negative. This one, negative start all the way. Where start here? Bischoff has his own talk show on Nitro. These segments go for what feels like an ice age. They get booed by the wrestling fans instantly. It's Bischoff doing the Tonight Show. He's going out ripping the same jokes to canned laughter. It's not entertaining in the slightest. He starts mocking Jay Leno's chin. On the Tonight Show, Kevin Eubanks, the leader of the band on the Tonight Show, as far as I know, says to Leno, yeah, did you see WCW? They were mocking you. So they have a little tete-a-tete and, you know, a bit of verbaling. And then one week, either the next day or the next week or whatever, Leno brings out imposter Hulk Hogan, yada yada yada. So a couple of weeks later, Hogan, the real Hulk Hogan, and Bischoff take over the Tonight Show. Okay, what viewers of the Tonight Show who are uninterested in wrestling thought of all this, I don't know, because of course it's all, you know, cheer, boo, sort of thing, you know, the lights flashing or they've got cue cards or whatever. So the audience of the Tonight Show do as they're fucking told. So who knows what the actual real audience thought of this. And then, Leno was booted off his own show, brought some security, yada, yada, yada. Turn around, there's DDP, challenge you to a match at Sturgis, yada, yada, yada. Whether it did anything for the Tonight Show's ratings, I don't know. What I do know is that there's, on my show here that I'm watching, I'm watching it on my Xbox, just brought up the display, and it's like, right, it's 35 minutes left of this show, and, Tritt is surely going to get 20 minutes at least for his concert. So, if nothing else, this one's going to be short. I should go without saying that Miss Elizabeth, who is out with the NWO guys, looks incredible. It's incredible how good she looks. Leno has had 10 whole days to train for this match. So, we go, like I say, we go into this one with the lowest of expectations. The absolute, this is negative, this is good at best, alright? He has his band leader Kevin Eubanks with him, like I say, and the first thing that happens in this match is Leno throwing the caffeinated water of doom at the heels. You bad man. Hogan and Page starts off with basic moves. They have a slugfest that goes close enough that Leno can get a shot of his own in. Woohoo! That gets a big pop, by the way. On the outside, Eubanks whips Hogan into the ring post, and that looks alright as well, actually. Choking from Hogan, and in comes Bischoff. Hop tag to Leno. Tag to Hogan. Leno ducks Hogan twice and tags in Page, and the announcers put over how clever Leno is. Like, fuck off, he ducked under a clothesline twice and then tagged out again. come on. A few months later, he has Page has Hogan in an armbar and then tags Leno in, who comes in, puts his own armbar on. And of course, they hold it for a long time so everyone can get their photos. And there's the thing, Leno's got Hogan in an armbar. What do you do? Thing is, place goes bonkers. They hold the move on for ages, like I say. Yeah, he tags in Page. Page puts the armbar on again. Sweeps the arm around, and then tags in Leno again. And they do a horrendous looking double clothesline for 2. Leno tags in. Page, as Hogan gets through for a chair, but Eubanks is there to stop him. Bischoff is knocked off the apron to a big pop, but now Page is your yoga teacher in peril. He eats a right hand with brass knucks, which gets 2. Hogan tries to get Leno to come in as Page gets double teamed. Hogan hits a boot, but before he can get the leg drop, Page with discus lariat. Tag to Bischoff, tag to Leno. Bischoff breaks the eyes, turns to the camera and says he's going to be the queen of comedy, because of course Leno is apparently the king of comedy. Apparently. Anyway, because of that, Leno goes low. Why not? No disqualification or anything, because WCW, I guess. I don't know. Leno throws some really poor punches and then grabs Bischoff's head and rams it into the turnbuckle 10 times, and he looks absolutely knackered after he'd done that, which is really strange. Heel miscommunication allows Page to clothesline Hogan to the outside, while Kevin Eubanks, who's probably the best person in this match to be fair, hits a fucking diamond cutter on Bischoff. Leno gets the pin at 14 minutes and 31 seconds. After the bell, the heels attack DDP and Leno, but here's Greenberg to make the save. Okay, honestly, this wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I mean, it's basic as you can get. Leno looked like he was having a good time. He looked like he was trying, alright? I am in a good mood. I'm going to give it 1 star because I'm very nice. And then we get a really strange thing, because I noticed how much is left of the pay-per-view. So, like, right, cut to Trick now. He's only going to be able to get 1 song in, but no, the commentators run down the card, what we've just seen. So, yeah. Just watched it, cheers, boys. And then, when you think we're going to go to Trick, even Tony says we're going to go to Trick. It's like, no, we're going to go to Gene Mean, who's at ringside talking to fans to kill some more time. And now it's time! It's time for Travis Tritt! Fucking yes! And he comes out, and he's got his guitar, and he's fucking going in his hand, and he's doing the... And he goes to the mic, and he goes... And then it cuts off. And you're like, no! And it gives an advert for fucking Full Brawl. War Games, yeah, boy. But we don't get to see any of Tritt. They spent the whole fucking show talking about it and then they cut it off. Now, obviously, I'm sure on the night they did it, but it was just weird. No, actually, no, this must be off a home video or something, because it went clip straight onto a Full Brawl advert, and that was the show. And just going, that last 10 minutes could have been completely cut off, and I wouldn't have cared. Oh, I'm crushed as I don't get to see Tritt, and I still have never seen one of his songs. 1 good match, and even that won't live in my memory as a, wow, this was a really good match. It's one of those... If I remember this show, I'm just going to go, that was fucking terrible. It's not going to go, oh, there was 1 good match. There are 4 better cruiserweight matches out there, so that's what I mean by that. The rest of the show is rubbish. 8 of the matches are 1 star or less. Worst pay-per-view of 1998 so far, up with the worst that I've ever seen. Took 3 sittings to watch this, and I had to go and have a lie down after the Public Enemy versus Disco, the Dancing Fools. What a stupid name. Match, just because I mean, it gave me a headache, that match did. It was so bad. Yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Mark P. Please let me know what you think of this video down below. Hit that like button, leave me a lovely comment. Subscribe if you're watching me for the first time. Did you watch Road Wild 1998? I would love to know what you thought of it down below. I've been Mark P. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys. Joe Hendry!